Welcome to working from home, everyone. Let's get in there. So thanks to this massive panic and pandemic, I guess everybody is working from home now, at least some of the time. So as someone who's worked from home for many years, certified fresh introvert, I thought I'd give you guys some pointers, some tips, some stuff I've learned. Hopefully it helps you. Just before I get into some tips about working from home, just wanted to talk about introverts and extroverts. There's a lot of memes going around about this, when you find out your lifestyle is called quarantine, that sort of thing. All 100% accurate, it's crazy. But I just wanted to talk to my fellow introverts. So extroverts, just give us a minute, go and do like a crazy dance on TikTok or one of these videos on Instagram where you're very close to the camera and looking like the world is falling apart. Quickly do one of those, and I want to talk to my introverts. So guys, I know that it's like hilarious seeing the extroverts struggle with this because it's like normal day for us. Who wouldn't want to spend all day at home? That's amazing. Like, this is a dream come true. I get to work from home. This is amazing. This is heaven. But for us, being alone recharges your energy. That's why you're an introvert. For these guys, it drains their energy. So if one of your extrovert friends says that they're really struggling with this whole being alone thing and they can't take it and they're going mad and they're so bored and they're freaking out and they're like panicking, they're having anxiety attacks, all of these kind of things, don't laugh at them. Picture it this way. Imagine there was a disease that targeted people that were alone and it was unsafe to be alone. So the whole time you had to be in groups of between 10 and 100 at all times. So it's like if you can't live alone anymore, you have to move into a dorm with like 10 people in the same place. You all have to stay together. So all day, all night, you have to be in a group of at least 10. It's unsafe to even do that. So when you're not sleeping in little groups of 10, you have to go to stadiums and you have to go to clubs and you have to go to bars and you have to be surrounded with people. The more the better, all the time. Just like tons and tons of people all the time. Honestly, I would go like, okay, so there's a disease that's gonna kill me if I'm alone. And then I would go and be alone on the first day because I would rather have that than have to spend that much time with people all around me all the time, because my energy would be gone in like 8 hours and I would keel over. So I would be going insane. So just remember that is what this pandemic is for the extroverts. They are experiencing like Armageddon. They can't get energy. They're working from home. They're frustrated. They don't know how to process this whole thing. So just have some compassion for them. Here's the thing about working from home. In this next phase, it might be a couple of weeks, it might be a couple of months, it might be a full year, it might be more. We don't know what's going to happen with this virus. But what we do know is that this is a moment where everybody is going to be taking note of your response. So if you're an employee, your bosses are going to take note about how you work now that you suddenly have more freedom. You probably have a little bit less accountability, working from home. You might not have the kind of oversight that you had before, and your employers are going to be keeping an eye on you. The people that really flourish during this time and the people that keep their work consistent and their performance regular and keep the same standard of work, they are going to be acknowledged and they're going to be noticed. People are going to realize that they have integrity, and your co-workers are going to notice it, your bosses are going to notice it, and if the business shrinks because of economic pressure, there's almost certainly going to be a recession or a depression or something like that, your business is going to shrink, and they are going to have to retrench people, and they're definitely not going to retrench the people who are performing well under these new pressured situations. They're going to go first for the slackers who they look at their workload and they go, this guy's on YouTube all day long. So just bear that in mind. My first tip for working at home is don't change your waking up time or your going to bed time. Whatever time you had before, stick to that schedule. If you woke up super early to get into traffic and sit in the car for an hour or sit on public transport for an hour, don't think that you're now going to sleep an extra hour every day. I promise you it's not going to be worth it. It's going to screw up your body clock. It's going to screw up your whole equilibrium and your whole momentum. It's just not worth it. Rather look at that extra time as a gift. Look at it as I now have an extra hour, an extra 2 hours for some people, an extra 40 minutes, whatever it is. You've got extra time that you suddenly don't have to spend sitting in transport. What you do with that time is incredible. There's so much opportunity to use that time. You could work on personal projects. You could work on a hobby. You could just spend some more time with your family. A lot of you leave the house before anybody wakes up, and you get home when everybody's already going to bed. So having an extra bit of time in the morning and extra time in the evening, spend it with your family, enjoy them, get to know them a bit more, just enjoy the time. If you're just sleeping in an extra hour, nothing changes. You don't improve anything. Nothing else improves. So keep that schedule. Keep the waking up time. Keep the going to sleep time. Keep lunchtime. Set a clock, because things are going to get a little bit weird on the clock front. So set a clock to know that this is lunchtime. I have to stop working and I have to eat. It's a thing. Set another alarm at 5 o'clock. Or whenever your closing time, your knock-off time, when you left work before, leave work at the same time again. Set an alarm for it. Make sure that you don't just keep on working until 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night, because it's very easy to. You get into a rhythm and your kind of productivity will sort of ebb and flow during the day, and it's gonna maybe just like hit a peak at like 5 o'clock, and then you just go on a stride, and the next thing you've been working for 3 extra hours. It's great. You think, I got so much done. But tomorrow you're short. You've used too much energy yesterday, so today is going to be all the harder. So keep your start times and your closing times consistent. That's important. The next one is about appropriate workplace attire. For most people, you've been working from home now for maybe about a week or maybe 2, maybe a little bit longer. But I'm just here to tell you, the fun's over. You've done your work in your pajamas. You've done your work without pants. It's all very exciting, but don't do that. Move past that. It's very fun. It's very novel. But if you want to be productive, put on your work clothes. Get dressed for work in the morning, and then go to a place in your house. If possible, if you can set up a little desk in another room or just in the corner of one of the spaces in your house, and have that consistent, and try and think of that as your office, and just have that as a space to go to and go to work. Get dressed for work and go to work. And I've experimented with both. I've tried both, so I know what I'm talking about. If you're in your pajamas, if you're sitting there in your boxer shorts and no shirt, and you're trying to do your work, and then when you've got a Skype call, you quickly pull on a shirt and then sit there with no pants, your productivity is going to be very low. If you're sitting in your pajamas, there's a mindset that goes with that. You're in relaxing mode, you're in chilling mode. You're not going to be as driven, you're not going to be as productive. It's just as simple as that. When you put on your work clothes, there's something that happens in your mind. You put your work clothes on to your mind as well as your body, and it puts you in a different mode, puts you in work mode, and your mind and your body is able to say, I'm at work now for the next 8 hours. Hey buddy. You're able to just focus and do your work like you should normally. That's a major benefit. Trust me. Every now and again, I'll have a day where I want to treat it like a bit of a semi-public holiday, and I'll wear pajamas and I'll work in my pajamas, or I'll go and sit on the couch and work. And it's nice because sometimes you need that, sometimes you need downtime. But I'm telling you now, your productivity is nothing compared to when you're dressed normally for work and you just go to work like normal. The next one is about video calling. You're going to be doing a lot more video conferences. You're going to be doing, perhaps you'll be doing some live streaming even. There's just some basics. Make sure there's enough light in the room. Make sure there's enough light on your face so that people can see what you're doing. I've been on so many video calls where somebody sits in front of an open window and the open curtain because they want to be by the light. So don't sit with the bright light behind you because you're going to look like an FBI informant that is in the witness protection program. So have the light coming from the side or the front. Have some light on your face. The more light, the better. The quality of the video is going to be better. What am I doing? So the more light on your face, the better. The quality is going to be better. The camera is going to look like it's a higher resolution even. Try get yourself close enough to the microphone of whatever you're speaking into so that people can hear you clearly. Light, and make sure the sound is at least hearable for calls and that sort of thing. Try and minimize the background noise. If you need to close yourself into a smaller room or something, do that. You know, it's quite distracting having TVs or kids in the background. They're not going to be listening to you. They're going to be listening to your kids and whatever in the background. So try and cut those out as far as possible. You know, we're all human, and I think this might be an opportunity for the world to realize a little bit more of that. We're all human. We do have families. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay if you're on a video call and your kid comes and says hello to you. It's not the end of the world. It shouldn't be. We're all human beings. But yeah, try and keep the background noise down. So that's all I have for today. Keep strong. Hope it was beneficial in some way. Last point I'd have to say is let's kind of rediscover voice phone calls and video calls to friends, because remember, all of us are isolated, and messages, text messages, voice notes, they only go so far. Actually having a one-on-one conversation via video call or voice call, it's a really great way of connecting, and it's a good way to check up on your friends, check up on your at-risk friends with depression, check on your poor extroverts who are absolutely dying. Extroverts, you can stop sending us all the introvert memes. We've seen all of them. Everyone's sending them to us, so we already know about them. But you know, all seriousness, they are very funny. So you know, keep sending them. I laugh every single time. Even if I've seen it 5 times, I laugh every time because it's literally so accurate. Like, so accurate, really. Like, yeah. But anyway, keep safe out there, guys. Keep your social distancing. Keep yourself self-quarantined. Don't catch corona. Let's flatten that curve and all that, you know? Cool, guys. Have a good one.